Before we start this video, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Family Gamer TV, whose gameplay is going to be played in the background of this. If you want to see the gameplay and hear commentary, as well as actually gameplay sounds, there is a link in the description for you guys to go check that out. And I hope that you enjoy the conclusion to me and Alpha Ambush's collaboration. Hey there guys, Portal Master 9351 here, and in this video I am going to be finishing what me and Alpha Ambush started over on Alpha Ambush's channel. If you have not seen his video, I will leave a link down in the description to his video so that you can check out part 1 of this. Basically what we're doing is we are recapping all of the news from Skylanders Imaginators. Now, of course I said I have Alpha Ambush with me, so I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hello everybody, my name is Alpha Ambush, and today I'm here with another video with good old Portal Master 9351. He is a pretty amazing channel, and yes, so we're basically going to be recapping part 2 for Skylanders Imaginators, and so would you like to continue this thing?
Yes, so, and in his video, we had left off with June 2016, and so now we're going to pick up with July 2016. So the first thing that we have on here is the Academy was confirmed to return. So we learned that the Academy would be the official hub of the new Skylanders game, much like the last 2 games. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was kind of just, like, expected to me, because, like, the TV show is called Skylanders Academy, which just kind of comes to my head as that's going to be the hub for this year.
So, yep. And after we got the Academy confirmed, we then learned about Chopscotch, Aurora, Hoodsickle, Buckshot, Barbella, Robo, and Chain Reaction, and Bad Juju. They were all leaked.
Yeah, I remember that day. I believe it was in a catalog, or what was it? No, it was at some kind of demo event at UK or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was pretty huge.
Yeah, we had not yet learned their names, though, and we had just seen some images of those guys. But then, later on in that month, we learned that Hoodsickle would be returning, and he would actually be returning as a Dark Element Skylander instead of Undead.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, though, I was not expecting this at all, but we did find this out at Sweet Tweet 2016, and it was a pretty strange event.
Yeah, at first when I saw Hoodsickle that he would be returning, I automatically assumed that he was going to be our 11th villain, and we were going to have 2 undead Skylanders, or 2 undead villains, which I thought was interesting, but then they ended up switching it up. So after that, we got the official confirmation of Wave 1, which contained a bunch of the characters, and I don't even remember them off the top of my head.
Well, I actually do. They are Ambush, Barbella, and Chopscotch. Along with that, we also have Crankcase, Tycoon Crow, and good old Wolfgang.
And that is why we have you here today, Alpha. Anyways,
yeah.
After that, we actually got to see we actually got a reveal of Tycoon Crow, Crankcase, Chopscotch, and Barbella at some sort of an event that was, I believe, in Germany.
Well, it was actually just their figures. We had already seen them in the past, though.
Oh, yes, that was the catalog, was it not?
Yes, it was.
That's right. So that was pretty cool. And
yeah.
After that, we got the confirmation of Elemental Gates. I don't believe at this point that we actually knew that they would be a little bit different than they were in the past. But, you know, it was still pretty cool to see that they were going to come back.
Yeah, but honestly, though, it looks like the elemental gates that were in Swap Force, and, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, it's just kind of different. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, after that, we learned about Airstrike, Starcast, Flarewolf, Boom Bloom, Chompy Mage, Aurora, Mysticat, Hitboss, and Graveclobber. And this was when we got a, I believe it was a catalog or a magazine or something like that, and we just got an image of all of these guys. And that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I remember it was all leaked out there all at once. It was pretty amazing. And, yeah.
I was actually surprised that we got that many things confirmed at once. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. 8 characters out of 32.
Yep. That's like a fourth. Anyways, after that, we got the official confirmation of Chaos, which a lot of people had suspected, but at this point, it was officially confirmed that Chaos would be our 11th villain, receiving his own element and such.
Yeah, like we only saw the figure at the time. Actually, you know what? Yeah, there was art and packaging, all that stuff was revealed, and I mean, he looked pretty amazing. We hadn't seen any gameplay at the time, though, and this actually took place in the August of 2016, though, guys. So, I mean, pretty amazing.
Yep. And let's see, after that, we got the confirmation announcement of Wave 2. If you would like to list off the contents of that.
In Wave 2, there's actually going to be characters like, let's see here, we have Starcast, Aurora, Mystic, and a single pack, I believe. And then we also have, for villains, I don't believe there's any villains that are going to be releasing in Wave 2. So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
kind of small, honestly.
Well, I mean, I think it's okay that it's a bit smaller, though, because generally speaking, Wave 2 is pretty much just an addition to Wave 1, essentially, that just comes out a couple of days later. So I don't really think that it needs to be that big.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Hoodsit was actually releasing.
Ah, that's right.
I forgot that.
That's right. Anyway, shortly after that, we did actually learn that Cortex, Neo Cortex from the Crash franchise, would be joining Crash in his starter pack. I thought that was a pretty cool thing, although I still really don't understand why they made him a sorcerer instead of a quick shot or something else along those lines.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't make any sense because, like, when he shoots his gun, it's just like a one shot. It's not like you hold it down and he just continuously shoots. But, I mean, there could be something behind it that I just don't understand, though, but who knows?
We haven't seen the upgrades yet, so there may be something that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, after this, we did learn about the adventure packs. I believe at this point we only knew specifically about the Airstrike adventure pack, although we had some hints that pointed towards these things occurring before.
Yes, as it was actually shown in some kind of in-game deal with Wumpa. What was it? What was it? I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Crash Bandicoot thing. We assume that there's going to be adventure packs returning just because of that, and then turns out they actually were, as they were shown as the Griffin Observatory at the good old, what was it, Gamescom 2016 little event.
Yup. And at the same event, we got basically we got a ton of packaging that we got to see at this Gamescom event. We actually got to see the Creation Crystal packaging and the double packs. We actually found out about those, and we just found out about a whole bunch of the packaging. And you know, they all look like collector's cases this time around, which I thought was definitely an interesting design choice.
Yeah, honestly, I really love it because, like, not only is it just, like, a collector's case, like you said, but, I mean, it also helps, like, just keep it from when it falls off the shelves at stores, it won't just easily just break open. You have to, like, just kind of do stuff to just open it, not like it just falls open. Like, I can't describe it.
We also got reconfirmation of Blastertron. It was official. We were getting Blastertron around the same time. And we got a whole bunch of other things confirmed as well. We got Tidepool, Pinata, Pitboss, Boom Bloom, Chompy Mage, Flarewolf, and Robo. These all got leaked, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Blastertron, though, was leaked through a poster, as we could see him in the light element, and all the other characters were actually shown in the, the overview trailer, I believe it was.
Yes. Although we had seen them all before, and we actually did get to see a couple of blurry looks at these other characters, the same way that we got to look at the blurry image of Blastertron on the poster. We got to look at blurry images of all of the figures for these characters as well, which was all the figures, actually, not just those characters, but all of them. And at the same event, we also got confirmation about the multiple Creation Crystal busts, because we could actually see they had multiple Creation Crystals at this sort of mock-up store, which was pretty interesting. So what do you think about those multiple Creation Crystals?
Honestly, they look pretty amazing, and there's actually the entire roster was just confirmed today, and I'll probably be making a video on it tomorrow, guys. And I mean, it honestly is pretty cool, and it's good to know that we're just not going to be wasting our money on the same exact little Creation Crystal whenever you want to get like 10 for each element. Like, it's just not an entire waste.
Although I believe that there are 31 total Creation Crystals, which is a really weird number.
Yeah, I know there's 4 for the fire element, and then there's 3 for all the others.
Yeah, I guess it's because you get the one in the traditional starter pack. Anyway, shortly after this, still in August, we learned that there would only be 10 levels in Imaginators, and we learned this through an achievement list on Xbox Live, I believe.
Yes. And I wish there were still more levels, like I still wish that, but I believe the adventure packs will come in and bring that level up to like 14, I guess you like to say.
13. The two,
Mhm.
you got Airstrike's Adventure Pack, you got Boom Bloom's Adventure Pack, and you've got the Crash Adventure Pack, so 13.
Oh yeah, yeah, the fourth one hasn't been announced. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a fourth one though. But it just seems like there would be, as three just doesn't seem like a perfect number to end with.
Yeah. So there's either 13 or 14. We don't know yet. Anyways, shortly after that, we did learn, unfortunately, that we would be stuck with, once again, a Swap Force or a Superchargers portal, much to a lot of the community's dismay.
Yeah, but in I believe one of the trailers though, in the Crash Bandicoot one of them, it showed that once they put Crash Bandicoot on the portal, the flames for the Superchargers portal turned green, and I also found out that the Swap Force portal is actually going to be including all the eight original elemental colors when it glows, but it's also going to be including light and dark, which is also pretty amazing, and that's probably a really good reason on why you should be getting that good old Swap Force portal for the Imaginators.
Yeah. Shortly after that, we got the Christmas Chompy Mage variant announced.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly though, I wish they didn't choose Chompy Mage, honestly. Like, I would prefer, like, Ambush to say, or
Christmas
Tideful.
Tree
Like, they would
Ambush.
fit more than Chompy Mage.
Christmas Tree Ambush. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyways, we then got a leak for Chain Reaction and Buckshot.
Yes. I'm trying to remember, what was this? Um,
Was this of the names, I guess? Is this what this
yeah, that
was?
was the names. It was the names.
So this
I
this
thought that
did
was in September, though, now that I think of it. Hmm. I
either
guess,
way,
no, they were in August. It
at,
was in August.
at some point their names got leaked. And
Yeah.
then we got Wave 3 announced, which is Chompy Mage and Chain Reaction and a few other characters that'll be in Wave 3. That was pretty cool. It's very odd, though, I think, that we know Wave 3 before the game has even come out at all.
Yeah, I mean, this was even in August. Yeah, in August, and this was all just announced. It's just crazy.
Well,
Like, that was,
to be fair, it was technically leaked rather than announced, so that's a little
yeah,
bit different. Anyways, we then learned about the non-resettable creation crystals, the day of infamy, the day the Skylanders fan base cried everywhere.
yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about the non-resettable creation crystals?
Oh, my thoughts on that. Honestly, mm, I don't know. It's just like I can understand from a business view, and at the same time, I can understand because, like, I don't know why, but it's just like at the same time, why would they do that? It just doesn't make much sense.
No, it doesn't. And I've done several rant videos since then, but anyways, we got a lot more to cover, so we gotta move on. Soon we learned about the candy-coated chopscotch, which we actually recently got an image of candy-coated chopscotch.
Yes, but I don't get why they call her candy coated when it just looks like a pumpkin chopscotch. Like, I don't get it.
I think the coolest thing about that was that Skylanders Master Eon was able to predict it so well.
Yeah, like that was crazy how he predicted it like almost perfectly, just like the eyes and the hair were different.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Then we started learning about some of the catchphrases. We still do not know all of the catchphrases, and I actually recently made a video where we were talking about, or where I basically showed off all of the catchphrases for the Skylanders that we know so far. I think it's odd that we still don't know catchphrases for so many of the characters, but this is when we did start to kind of learn about some of them.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think it was the majority of them, like 16 of them, I believe it was. So I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we ended up with a website update, which allowed us to look at some of the new, some screenshots of some characters we hadn't seen already, and actually via URL hacking, we were able to get some videos, some Meet the Skylanders videos that were not supposed to be out yet, thanks to this website update.
Well, I don't think they hacked it. It was more like they just put it out there, like in September 20th.
Well, no, what it's called, URL hacking, is when you go in and you change the URL to something else and you're able to access a page that's sort of like an unlisted page. That's how they got these Meet the Skylander videos, because they weren't actually on the websites. They basically changed the word, like, tri-tip to StarCast, and we got StarCast Meet the Skylanders video. That's kind of how that happened. That's what URL hacking is.
Oh, I thought it all came out naturally, because I remember when I went on their website, it was all there.
Not the Meet the Skylanders videos, no. Not the videos. Anyways, shortly thereafter, we learned about the Skylanders Creator app, but we still didn't really know what it did. We just knew it was going to be something, and it was going to be on mobile devices, but we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to say about it, honestly.
Anyways, we then learned about Tide Pool. I assume that this is when we learned about her, basically her, I guess you would call it her portrait, the image of her face and stuff like that.
Yeah, let me think. Yeah, the art was actually leaked.
Yep.
The portrait.
We still don't have the full artwork, but we did get the portrait that day. Then we learned about, not too long after, we learned about Legendary Pit Boss and Legendary Tri-Tip, both of the Legendaries, and we learned that they were going to be completely changing up the color of the Legendaries, which I think was a very interesting move for them.
Yeah, honestly though, I really prefer the traditional dark blue and gold, but that could just be nostalgia or something. I have no idea. And yeah.
Well, when you use the same color scheme for 5 years, it does kind of get a little, interesting. Then we learned about the mystery chest blind bags, which I'll tell you, I'm personally not happy with, and I actually remember a long time ago in an interview, some Activision executives said that they would never ever do blind packs like other Toys to Life games, and now what are we doing? We have Toys to Life blind bags.
Honestly though, I really like the idea because like you can get your blind bag and see if you're gonna get the gold, platinum, or just the bronze trophy, or not trophy, chest. So I mean, it's really just a nice way of doing it. But at the same time, like you said, it's just kind of like a sellout kind of deal.
Yeah, especially given that they said that they never ever wanted to do something like that, and now that's exactly what they're doing. It's a little annoying. Anyways, we then learned about Skylanders Champions, which we still really don't know a ton about, but we do know that those are essentially these repackaged Swap Force characters, and they appear to be exactly as they were in Swap Force, and we still really don't know what the incentive for buying these things are.
Wait. Yeah. Honestly though, I'm just gonna wait and see how they're gonna do it or what they're gonna be doing. I don't know if it's just gonna be like a new way of introducing Eon's Elites. I don't know though, and yeah.
Well, you'll have to keep an eye out on my channel, because at one point I said that if Eon's Elites were returning, I would light a Skylander on fire, and Eon's Elites have basically returned. So I'm gonna leave it at that and say that the stuff has already been burnt. I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyways, we then learned about some of the Meet the Skylanders videos. We still don't have them all at this point, but we definitely saw a lot of gameplay that we had not seen yet. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That, like you were saying, I think that's when you were saying, like, the URL stuff. They did URL hacking.
Yeah, I think that there's been several website updates, and I'm kind of getting them all mixed up.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, we learned about the we actually learned about all of the names and all of the characters via a Toys R Us list of characters, essentially. So at this point, we knew every single name.
Yeah, so everything was announced and all that stuff, so I mean, yeah.
And then we learned about Steel-Plated Hoodsicle, Mystical Taekwon, and Mystical Taekwon Crow, and that was actually via the website, I believe.
Yeah, it was actually an accidental situation where they had had the Taekwon Crow little deal up, but they had accidentally put the Mystical Taekwon Crow up.
Yeah. Then we learned about the main theme, which is actually something that I hadn't realized that we had actually known about. So I'll let you talk about that, Alpha.
So, we found out about this through the Meet the Skylanders videos, as they played the same intro all the times, or not the same intro, the same piece of music, I guess you like to say, in all the Meet the Skylanders videos, and along with that, in the I can't remember what it's called, the objectives little thing, they actually play that same thing, and along with that, we also had the reveal trailer that played that same music, so I just assume that's basically it. That's basically confirmed.
That makes sense. Shortly thereafter, we got the official backstory for Aurora, which was able to confirm that Eon is related to Aurora, and that Eon is Aurora's uncle. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it honestly is really cool. I really like it because like it's a nice way to introduce like Eon to a Skylander like they did Flynn and Wallop. Like they didn't relate them; they're not related, but they look similar. So I mean, it's just kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's especially cool since it is actually explained in their backstory that, you know, they are related. And then we confirmed that battle mode will not be returning, which was definitely a very sad day. Rant videos were made, and yeah.
Honestly, though, this was easily expected, and rant videos were completely unnecessary. So,
yeah, well, I mean, it was expected, but I had my hopes up, and yeah, that was not fun. Anyways,
yeah.
and then we got it confirmed that racing would be returning to the game, and it would actually be receiving an update. We had known about racing for a long time, but we knew at this point that it would be receiving a bit of an overhaul.
Yeah, like you could go in the game and apparently rent characters, I believe it is. I'm not exactly sure on the specifics yet. I'm not sure if you can rent Supercharged yet, but I believe you can rent vehicles for now, like in the app, like the Superchargers version of the app, I guess you like to say.
Yeah, pretty much. And then in October, that was a ton of stuff for September, but in October, we started seeing Imaginators in stores early, and I actually today held the starter pack in Walmart.
Yeah, I actually went to my local, what was it, Walmart and Target, and I actually came across both the original and the Crash edition, which honestly, they look pretty amazing. I love the figures. They're just so amazing.
Yep. They definitely looked very high quality from what I saw. We also learned about the Creation Crystal 8-pack, which I think is a really great way for people to get Creation Crystals, you know, if they're just getting into the game, and they were wanting to accumulate a ton of Creation Crystals. I think it's a pretty good business style, and they actually did that with the traps as well. So yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I don't understand about this entire thing is that they just randomly decide to exclude the air and fire creation crystal. Although I can understand the fire creation crystal, like I said in my video, but it's like I don't understand the air creation crystal. Like, what's up with that? Why not like light or dark? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that is a little weird. Then we learned about what that Skylanders Creator app will actually do, and of course that is going to allow you to pay $50 to get a 3D print. I believe it's like 30 or 20 to get a t-shirt, and also allow you to get cards for your custom Imaginators.
For $15.
$15 for a shirt?
No, it's $15 for cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but here I'm about to rant. But the 3D prints, okay, $50. $50. You gotta be kidding me. Why charge it? I still can't get over this. Why charge $50 for these things? Like, I don't get it. Maybe 40 would be a little bit more reasonable, but still.
Yeah, because then you gotta pay shipping. Yeah, I think 50 is a little crazy as well.
Shipping is free though, so I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, still, you're basically paying a ton. You're still paying like $40 for it. I mean, I understand that it's gonna cost money to actually print these things out, but I mean, it's not gonna cost $40 to print stuff out. That's just, it's kind of crazy how expensive those are. I will definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, and how fast is the shipping though? Like, I don't get it.
It's probably gonna take a while. Anyways, then we learned about the Enchanted Elven Forest, which, in my opinion, is quite possibly the coolest adventure piece that there has ever been in Skylanders. Ever.
Honestly, I'm surprised that they hadn't already come up with it, which was basically like it's some kind of tree forest kind of deal. And honestly, it looks pretty amazing. And it also comes with Boom Bloom, a great character, and the Air Creation Crystal, which is also going to be, I believe, rarer for the Creation Crystals. So I mean, it's an amazing adventure pack. I love it, honestly, and I cannot wait to see it in person.
Yep, definitely looks pretty cool. And then we got all of the art shown.
Yeah. Basically, like, all the art for every character, I believe it is, was shown as of, like, right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, coming up later this month, we've got the Imaginators release, and that does conclude all of the Imaginators build-up.
But there was actually one thing that we forgot to mention, which was basically that Persephone was confirmed gone for Skylanders Imaginators.
Oh, I must have skipped over that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
no Persephone. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the news that we've had for the past, basically the entire hype up cycle for Skylanders Imaginators. So that is pretty much it. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, which I don't know why you would have been to this point in this video and still not have checked out Alpha Ambush's first part of this, you should definitely click the link in the description to go see his video that is on part 1. So I'm gonna let you kind of do say a little outro, and then I will conclude the video.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe for to give this video a huge thumbs up, and tell me down below if you are hyped for Skylanders Imaginators, if you cannot wait to get your hands on it, if you love just everything about it, if you love the wrap-up, if you made it to the end, which would be surprising, honestly. Yeah, and yes.
Alright, like Keith said, that's pretty much it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!